who's taking action for you.
We begin tonight with Detroit's financial crisis.
Emergency manager Kevin Orr meeting with the public for the first time, and he did not sugarcoat what is ahead for the city.
$15.6 billion in long-term debt. Orr tonight says the city is insolvent and warned that painful sacrifices are coming.
And we have Team 7 coverage tonight. Cheryl Choden shows you some controversy outside of the hearing.
Jim Kurtzner was inside the public hearing where the presentation focused on the numbers as much as what happens from here. Jim, it is a tight schedule that he intends to keep.
Indeed, Joanne, 16 and a half months left to go for this emergency manager by law. He has a big meeting with creditors on Friday to whom that $15 billion is owed. He intends to find out if they will play ball.
In the next 6 weeks or so, we're going to find out if we have true partners for peace going forward or we have to use another route. It's not a threat, but I want to be clear.
And the emergency manager made it clear creditors, that include city employees, present and retired, will have to take a hit.
If my role in this job is to take the heat for negotiating and requiring people to make those concessions because they're obvious, I'll do that.
Orr also wanted to reassure the people here improvements are coming, including more police on the street, with a new chief coming July the 1st.
When I say public health, safety, and welfare, that's one of the first things I wanted to get in place was a change agent and support that process. So we're focusing on it. I will not micromanage that process. I am not a criminal law professional.
The emergency manager was asked about selling city assets. He did not say he would, but he did say he'd reconsider that plan to lease Belle Isle to the state.
I would pursue leasing Belle Isle to the state, and I'm going to pursue that because that relieves us of a $6 million obligation.
The meeting lasted more than an hour when the questions were cut off. We all expected some fireworks here.
Sure. But I think this is better. I mean, this is what we need to do going forward. Everybody knows the depth of the problem now.
Just his demeanor, I think, certainly helped. But now we've got to move forward. You know, there's going to be some real tough stuff.
Even some who did ask a question came away disappointed.
It was a controlled environment, and that's how I pick up. To me, it's a dog and pony show. I'm waiting for action.
Now, the action we will all see will be this Friday. 150 creditors, including people from New York, Wall Street, employee pensions, retired employees of the city of Detroit. Will they be of a mind to take concessions, or will this emergency manager spend the balance of his tenure taking Michigan's largest city through a Chapter 9 bankruptcy? We're live in Midtown. Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.
Yeah, where they would then be forced to take the concessions. So Friday's meeting is so very critical. Jim, I know you'll be watching it for us. Thank you. Let's turn now to 7 Action News reporter Cheryl Choden live at Wayne State. Cheryl, a lot of people turned away tonight when they ran out of seats. They were pretty upset about that.
They were upset, Joanne. Kevin Orr, by law, had to have one public meeting. This was it. More than 250 people did get inside, but more than 100 did not. And yes, things did get rowdy.
People united will never be defeated.
It was a public meeting that many members of the public could not get into, and they were without question upset. They chanted, carried signs, they pounded on the doors. They would not leave or back down.
This is crazy, unfair, unjust, but to me it represents a lot of what's already been happening here in the city.
We pay taxes. This is our city. This is our taxes. Then we ought to be allowed to be into the meetings to hear what's going on.
At one point, when they were told there was no more room, when the close quarters of the lobby got too close, a man with a camera was literally thrown out. There was tension and disappointment because a lot of Detroiters were hoping to let Kevin Orr know what they were feeling about the future of their city. They wanted to be heard, and it did not happen.
I don't think they can call it a public meeting.
I think that we should have had the opportunity to be inside and hearing what is being discussed regarding this city. We understand that we have some problems, but we need to be a part of making the decisions as to what's going to happen.
And when it was over, and those who didn't get in went home, so did Kevin Orr, right out the back door. Now, a lot of people actually registered online and they had sort of a pass to get in, and they did not get in. Many people said they were hoping this would have been held at a larger venue, but of course, Kevin Orr and his people did want to have control over it. As for that young man who was actually thrown out, I think what happened is his camera hit an officer. Things were very tense and close, but the officer did go out and help that man up and get his camera together. So again, it was rowdy, it was loud, but for the most part, it was peaceful. At Wayne State, I'm Cheryl Choden, 7 Action News.